We just hit 2 million subscribers, so let's celebrate by making a grilled cheese sandwich with every cheese on it. You all have been begging me for this video for so long, but I've been putting it off because I think it's going to financially ruin me. So do me a favor and like this video, leave a comment, and make sure you watch to the end to see the ridiculous cheese pull that this sandwich is gonna have.
So our first order of business is obviously to acquire every single type of cheese, which is what we're gonna go do now.
The only issue is that I'm in Japan and I don't know where to buy cheese here, but I do think I found an import store that will have what we need, so that's where we're headed.
It's in a basement, I guess. I don't know where we're going. I'm actually a little nervous. I feel like this is gonna cost a lot of money. Definitely gonna need one of these. It's a lot of cheese. Is this cheese? It's gonna be so expensive. I've lost all reference of how much this is gonna cost, but it's gonna be a lot. Okay. I think that's all of them. This is gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of money. What are they gonna think? I'll be alright. They were so respectful about it. Like, they didn't seem like they questioned it at all. This is so heavy. It's so much. All right, now that we've got this cheese, it's time to head back to the apartment and do a little unboxing for you guys. So we are back at the apartment, and I don't know why I've decided to make this sandwich in what is probably the smallest kitchen I've had in the last year, but I guess let's fill this entire kitchen up with cheese and I'll show you what I got. All right, so yeah, that should probably be enough to make a grilled cheese sandwich, I think. Hopefully. How are we gonna do this? So, as you can see, there's an overwhelming amount of cheese in this kitchen right now, and every single one of these is going to go on our grilled cheese sandwich. But first, we're gonna need a place to put these, so let's move these and we'll get some bread. So the bread we have today is a very hearty farm style loaf of bread. I was looking for sourdough, but I'm in Japan actually right now while I'm filming this video, and I could not find a good bakery in Osaka that had some good sourdough. So I'm using this hearty bread though, because I want to make sure that we have something nice and strong to hold all this cheese in. It's also a pretty big loaf, so you can see like it's the size of my entire hand. So we're gonna be able to get some good slices out of it. Hopefully this will be able to hold all of our cheeses and make us a nice sandwich. So there we go. 2 slices. The other thing I'm gonna do to this bread before we start putting stuff on it is I'm gonna toast it. This is gonna make it so the inside's nice and crunchy, and it also dries the bread out a little bit, which might sound like not a good thing, but in this case it is gonna be a good thing because I think a lot of these cheeses are gonna release moisture into the sandwich. So by toasting it first, we're gonna reduce the chances of this becoming soggy. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil in the pan. This bread's actually so big that I'm gonna have to toast these 2 slices separately, because if I put them both in the pan, they don't actually touch the bottom, they just kind of touch the sides. So this won't be an issue when we're cooking the sandwich itself, but for the slices, I'm gonna have to do them one at a time. Wow. All right, let's put some mayo on it and we can get started. Using some Japanese mayo here. And I love the tips that they've got in Japan. I've bought this mayo in the US before and it's just got one, but here they've got like a triple tip, so watch this. Ooh, should we draw something? Oh, I'll put a 2 for 2 million. Wow, look at that. Let's just pretend this is an M. 2 million. Spread it on. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna introduce you to each cheese and then we'll put it on the sandwich and we'll move on to the next one until we've got all of the cheeses on the sandwich, then we'll cook it and we'll see how it is. We're gonna have 3 different categories of cheeses in this video. The first category being spreadable. I wanna use these first so that we can spread them onto the bread. And then the second category is going to be our hard cheeses. I'm gonna put these on second because I want them to be a little bit closer to the outside of the bread so that they have a better chance of melting. Hard cheeses typically take a longer time to melt, so if we put them in the middle of the sandwich, they might not melt by the time the outside's cooked. And the third category is going to be our softer cheeses. I'm gonna put those in the middle of the sandwich since these are the ones that do melt faster, so they won't need as much time to melt. So by the time the heat gets to the middle, hopefully everything's melting around the same time. So category 1, we have 3 spreadable cheeses. Starting off, some cream cheese. So I have used cream cheese on grilled cheese sandwiches before, but I will say that it sometimes can turn into basically a liquid when it cooks. So going back to the reason why we toasted this sandwich, if this does basically liquefy, then it won't make our sandwich too soggy, hopefully. I'm gonna put a light layer of cream cheese on here. It's kind of mixing in with the mayo, and there we go. First cheese. The second cheese we have is a spreadable gorgonzola. Gorgonzola is a blue cheese. Oh yeah, this one looks very soft. Oh, it's got some wet foot smell. That's gonna do wonders on our grilled cheese here. It's kind of off-putting, honestly. But let's go ahead and put this on there. Okay, second cheese, done. Third up, we're gonna use some cottage cheese. So if you've never had cottage cheese, it's basically like a very wet ricotta. I don't know if that's the right way of describing it actually, but that's how I'm gonna describe it. It's chunky, it's got curds of cheese in there, it's got a little sourness to it, and we're gonna put it on our sandwich. Those were our spreadable cheeses. That category's done now. We can move on to some of our hard cheeses. So first up, we're gonna do some Parmigiano Reggiano. This is an Italian cheese. It's very popular. This is the real stuff. So there's a lot of imitation versions of Parmesan, and if it doesn't have this rind on it that you can see that's stamped, then it's not made in Parma. It's not actual real Parmesan. The real stuff is really good, and it's usually aged between like 1 to 3 or even 4 years. So it's a very hard cheese. The other thing about this is it's very hard to melt. We're definitely gonna wanna put small pieces on there and just kind of sprinkle it on. The next cheese is Pecorino Romano. This is a sheep's cheese. It's also Italian, and this is really popular if you have like cacio e pepe, which is a really popular dish in Rome. Usually that would be Pecorino Romano. But the biggest difference between this and a lot of the other aged cheeses we have is that this one is made with sheep's milk. Similar to Parm though, it's not the best melting cheese, so if you have a big slice of it, it's gonna take a long time to melt. Next up is Mimolette. So this is an extremely hard orange cheese, but it takes a lot of effort to actually cut the wheel of cheese, and it's super hard. So I was surprised the first time I put it on a grilled cheese sandwich that it actually does melt pretty well. It takes a little bit longer to melt, but when it does melt, it actually does become pretty gooey and stretchy. So this is gonna be one of the first cheeses that we're putting on here that's going to contribute to our cheese pull, hopefully, and that's a good thing. And let's go ahead and put them on. This cheese is Primadonna, and I've actually never heard of this. So I'm gonna open it up and give it a taste before we put it on the sandwich. I can tell it is a hard cheese, and that's a silica packet. Not gonna eat this. Let's try the cheese itself. Ooh, wow, that is incredible, actually. Why have I not heard of this? Okay, so it definitely, to me, tastes like a Gouda, maybe a Dutch cheese of some sort. It's got a really good sweetness to it, a good creamy flavor. It's really delicious. There we go. Primadonna, you should pick some up. It's not an ad. So this next one is Asiago. I feel like a lot of people have had Asiago before. It's another Italian cheese. It's pretty good. This one's got a very mild flavor. This cheese, I have no idea what this is. I could translate it, but I'm not going to. I think it's spicy. It might have something to do with beer. Let's put it on. I guess let me try it. Interesting. Like that's the rind, or it's the inside of a Band-Aid. Hopefully that's the rind. Oh, there's one on this side too. What is going on? This cheese is like wrapped. Not sure what's going on here. The cheese, every slice of cheese is wrapped in like 2 pieces of something. I think that's edible. Tastes good. Whatever. It's delicious. So I'm excited to have this cheese on the sandwich. Then we also have this one, which I think might be the green chili equivalent of that other cheese. So let's go ahead and put that one on too. All right, and then we have an absolute classic. This is aged cheddar. This is one of my favorite cheeses. So I'm really excited to put this on the sandwich. So next cheese is Gouda. I've actually been told that it's technically pronounced Gouda. That feels really wrong to me. So I still call it Gouda. You know what? It's delicious, so it doesn't really matter. So pepper jack. I think pepper jack is I'm not too sure. This says it's an American cheese, and it's usually not too spicy. So like it's a very mild. You're really just getting the flavor from the pepper, but not the spice. I also have this spiced Gouda, since we're talking about spices. I think that these spices may not be spicy spices. I think they might be like seasoning spices. So this one definitely has a rind on it that we don't want to eat. And let's give this a little taste. Yeah, I was correct. It's definitely not spicy spices. I think that this is maybe cumin and fennel seeds. That'll be interesting. It's definitely gonna add some complexity to our sandwich. I don't think we have anything like that so far. Next up, we have a cheddar. So while pretty much all cheddar I think is aged for some time, this one seems like it might be on the younger side. I'm guessing probably 3 or 4 months. All right, next up, we've got Emmental. I'm really excited about this one being on the sandwich because this cheese, I know for a fact, has really good cheese pulls. So I'm excited to have that one on here. Next up, we've got some Beemster cheese. This is Velasquez. This one I think is not aged very long. It does have a rind that you don't want to eat, so we're gonna cut around that. This one's really mild. We do have a harder one as well. So this one says it's aged over 18 months. And it says on it, I bet you like it. So let's try this. I do like that one. And I'm gonna describe the flavor as waxy, which probably doesn't sound delicious. It does feel a little bit like eating a candle if candles were delicious and made out of cheese. But we've only got 2 more cheeses left in our harder cheese category. This one's a little bit of a curveball because this is I think, halloumi, even though it doesn't say it. It's a cheese that's meant to be grilled. And so this stuff doesn't melt. It gets hot, but it doesn't melt. That's actually pretty bad for our sandwich because obviously we want the cheese to melt. You don't want to pull a Gordon Ramsay and don't melt your cheese. So I'm gonna cut these really thin, and yeah, I have a feeling they're still gonna be there after we cook. And for our final harder cheese, we've got some Havari. These are slices actually. And on the package here, they're saying this is a milder Havari, and it's creamy, ideal for tasty snacks and breakfast or lunch sandwiches. So if you're making a sandwich for dinner, don't use this because they just say for breakfast or lunch sandwiches. Not sure why. I'm also not sure why it says 55 plus. I'm 25, so hopefully I don't get in trouble for using this. Here we go. Just how a 55-year-old would have done it. But this is the state of our sandwich right now. It's certainly a lot of cheese. Definitely more than I would put on if I was just making a regular grilled cheese sandwich. We do have a decent amount more cheeses. So these are the harder ones. I wanted to put these on outside, like I said, so that they get a bit more time to melt. So let's move on to the soft ones now, and hopefully they're gonna melt between all of this pile of cheese. So what we've got here is mozzarella. I'm sure if you're watching this and you've eaten cheese in your life, you've probably eaten mozzarella cheese. Really good melting cheese. It actually does make a lot of sense on a grilled cheese sandwich. So there's mozzarella. This next cheese is Caciocavallo, and it actually can be made with either sheep or cow's milk. They're these tiny little balls. It's like putting pepperonis on a pizza. Next up, we've got brie. I think it is a very good grilled cheese sandwich cheese. It's almost like a butter. So instead of even slicing this, I guess I probably should have put this in the spreadable category. It's too late for that though. I don't know why I'm doing this like a 2-year-old. I'm just gonna put it on here. Feels like putting cheese boogers all over my sandwich. Next up, we've got bell cubes. I actually couldn't decide if this was cheese or not. I've never had this before. What is going on here? A little cube. It's like a dice. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, I think it's cheese. These might just be cubes of cream cheese, I'm not sure. Regardless, it's going on the sandwich. But there you go, whatever that was. Next up, we've got some classic American cheese. Yep, it took this far into the video for us to get to American cheese. Even though it's probably globally the most popular cheese to be used on grilled cheese sandwiches, you won't find me using it very often at all. And that's because this is the single worst cheese that I've put on here. Not in terms of flavor, but in terms of lactose. If you are lactose intolerant, steer far away from American cheese. That being said, I have actually created a recipe for American cheese that is lactose free. It's pretty easy to make at home and it's super delicious. My friends and family who can eat American cheese far prefer the one that I made. So if you want that, I have a recipe video. I'll put it in the description of this one. You don't have to watch it if you don't want it. I'm just letting you know it's there. Okay, we've got 2 more soft cheeses left, and then we'll be on to cooking. This is a slice of blue cheese. Blue cheese does in fact contain mold. So the blue parts, it's mold, but it's a mold that's safe to eat. I've used blue cheeses before on sandwiches, and the issue is when you heat up a blue cheese, it pretty much fully liquefies. It's not great for a grilled cheese sandwich. I think it's gonna contribute definitely more on the flavor standpoint, but in terms of holding the sandwich together in a good texture, it's gonna make it kind of wet and gross. So for our final cheese, we've got some fresh mozzarella. It should help us with our cheese pull. It's very stretchy. I think this is gonna be an extremely slow cook for sure, because this is a mound of cheese. And that's it. That's it, just 27 cheeses. You know, look at what I've done to this sink. I had nowhere to put them. These are all the cheeses. All right, well, let me show you guys this sandwich for a second. I feel like it's not really coming through on the video, but this is a ginormous pile of cheese. Let's close this monstrosity up. Wow. Oh, it's heavy. There, I think this is a better example of what this sandwich, you can tell now how much cheese is on this. I'm gonna have to cook this thing for like an hour to get all this to melt. So a little bit of advice for you if you're cooking grilled cheese sandwiches is the bigger your sandwich is, the longer you think it's gonna cook, the lower your temperature should be. So I have this induction burner set to the lowest temperature possible. I think it's 140 degrees Celsius. And I'm gonna put this in here on that temp. I wanna do that because if you cook the bread too fast, if you have it on too high of a temperature, this bread will be toasted in a matter of 2 minutes and the inside cheese is not even gonna be close to melted. This is gonna be a long cook time. I'm making this at 10:10 a.m. It actually just changed. Don't judge me. Other thing I'm gonna do here to hopefully assist this cook time is I'm gonna put another pan on top of this. So cooking like this, it's really just a direct heat cooking method. So you can see we've got, the heat just passing through to the bread. It's toasting, and basically all the other heat just kind of gets lost around it. But if we put a lid on it, if you own a lid for your pan, which I probably should, that is definitely the better solution. If you don't, you could just use a second pot and put it on top. And it's not perfect, but it will help contain some of the heat and keep it in there, so it'll act as a little bit of an oven as well. But that's all I have for right now, so I'm gonna keep cooking and we'll check back in once hopefully we've made some progress. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes. We've made very little progress. So I'm gonna turn the temperature up. I might have gone too low on that one. Even though it hasn't cooked that long, I wanna flip it over just so that we can get some nice even warming, kind of back and forth. All right, let's keep going. All right, it's now 10:28 and I hear some sizzling, so let's see what's going on. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a drooping action going on the cheese in there. A few pieces have gotten into the pan. Oh yeah. So definitely cooking. We definitely still got some room to cook there. Even though we're starting to get browning, I think that can go a decent amount further. But I am a little concerned because that's probably a bit more browned than I would like it to be at this stage of the cheese melting. So we're gonna put this lid back on and keep going. Hopefully this works. Okay, it's been a few more minutes and we're starting to see the cheese oozing out a bit. A lot of our softer cheeses are still melting before the hard cheeses, even though they were on the inside. So that was one of my concerns, and it's happening. So I think in a few minutes we're gonna have a big cheesy mess and we're gonna have to deal with it. All right, 10:37, 27 minutes into our cook time, and I was correct. Yeah, it's a cheesy disaster. I'm not really sure what other way this would have turned out, but we're not done yet because I still think that some of our cheeses on the inside are not. Oh yeah, look, you can see we still got some stuff that's not melted in there. We're getting close, but we're not there yet. I think I'm gonna try and scoop some of this up into the sandwich, I guess. Just gonna put it back. That's my solution to this. Okay, and then I'm gonna give this a quick flip. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay, now I'm gonna turn the heat up, which might sound crazy considering this stuff's melting all over the place. But what I wanna do is seal in all this cheese that's goozing out. And if it does touch the pan, I want it to crisp. Look at all the cheese on the bottom side that's crisped up. Wow. I think it's time to take it off the heat. I can't decide if this looks delicious or disgusting. Maybe a bit of both. Shifted this around a little bit so we can get the best. My gosh, it's so heavy. The bottom of it, look at this. It's just cheese everywhere. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, pull. Wow. It's stringy, creamy, pulley. Oh yeah, that looks like it's gonna absolutely demolish my intestines. All right, I guess let's eat it. Look at, it's very greasy. All right, it's time for the taste test. Thank you to everybody who subscribed so far. I truly cannot believe that we just hit 2 million subscribers on YouTube. Like, that is an insane number. I cannot believe it. All for grilled cheese sandwiches. So to that, I'd like to say cheers. This one's for all of us. All right, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It is really good. It is really good. It's creamy. You know, you get like, if you make an American cheese, grilled cheese, you get a nice, just base level, creamy, simple sandwich. You taste the bread and everything. You get all that. Then you also get the more advanced flavors that taste like this was made by somebody who knows how to cook. Can't imagine that. It's just so good. I would genuinely do this again. I think the only change I would make is I might melt down all of the cheeses rather than adding them to the sandwich. I would melt them and make a mixture and make like a sliceable cheese out of that. And then that way it would be like very evenly distributed, but I'd be able to control how much cheese was on the sandwich itself. That genuinely might be one of the keys to us creating the world's best grilled cheese sandwich, because this cheese mixture, unreal. I eat grilled cheese for a living, and I'm saying this. Unreal cheese mixture, so good. Thank you guys for watching my videos. You've made this my job, which is insane, and I'm so grateful for it. Thank you all, and here's to the next million. Bye. Brittany likes it too.
I think I might kill my arteries. I already feel them clogging up.
She had a heart attack.
That's it.
Leave a like to revive Brittany.
Thank you.
No, what if they didn't like?
Oh, bye.
See, you gotta like, otherwise she's not coming back. We'll find out next episode if she survives. Like.
Subscribe.
No.
Share.
She said it, not me. Share. That's too far. You don't need to share.
You don't need to share.
You don't
Sorry.
need to share.
I should have asked that.
Bye.